This was known by ancient civilization as they used to bless their food. They used to make a prayer before eating because they understood that blessing the food or making a prayer will affect the water content in the food, and for the better will affect the water structure, and then when they will consuming this food that has been blessed, it will be beneficial for their health and for themselves. Five facts backed up by science that will change your life in 2025. In this video, I'll be presenting 5 interesting facts or 5 interesting information about yourself and the world you live in, coming from science, that will take you from a victim mindset to empowerment. Let's get started. Number 1, everything is energy and energy is everything. In the old paradigm, or I should say a current paradigm we are living, because it's still current for a lot of people, we've been told that matter is the fabric of this universe. And as a result of this, we don't have control over things or situation or events, perpetuating the victim mindset from generation to generations. As a result, we'll have a tendency to force an outcome, creating competition, creating comparison, and so on and so forth. In actuality, in the new paradigm, science is now saying that matter is not the fabric of this universe, but energy is. Everything is derived from energy, and matter is just denser energy vibrating at a frequency slower than the speed of light, or in a visible light spectrum, creating the illusion of a tangible material world where in fact everything is coming from energy. Science, and especially quantum physics, said that there is an invisible energy field called the quantum vacuum energy field that is within everything, within everyone, and connecting everything together, where everything is emerging from, creating this illusion of a tangible reality, but in fact it's just energy, more condensed energy vibrating at a slower pace or a slower frequency, creating this illusion of matter. This energy field was known by ancient civilization as they used to call it prana, chi, or life force energy, and you can picture it as, just imagine we are fish swimming in the ocean. The water connecting everything in the ocean is basically this energy field that connects everything, every one of us, and is within everything and every one of us. So matter is just an illusion, but everything is energy, and energy is everything. Fact number 2, death is just an illusion. In the old paradigm, we've been told that we are this physical body, that we are just made of flesh and bones, and there is nothing beyond this physical body. And as a result, we've been treated this physical body using mechanistic principles, and when the physical body is broken or dies, we just die with it. This could not be further from the truth. In a new paradigm, coming from science again, science is now saying that there is an invisible part of us that is vibrating at a frequency that is beyond space and time, or beyond the energy, the speed of light that we don't see, but it's called the biofield. So science has been able to measure part of us using certain devices, and has called this invisible part of us the biofield. So it's basically where all the information about yourself are contained, and the physical body is just a hologram of this, of this information, or this field of information that is vibrating at a much higher frequency that is outside of the visible light spectrum. Again, this was known by ancient civilization, and as in esoteric teachings, this biofield is called the energy body, and has been described in many different teachings and many different books with different layers having different frequencies. So science is only catching up with this fact. And as a result of this, we realize that we are not our physical body. The physical body is just a hologram of this field of information that is or this energy field that is contained beyond space and time. So just to give an analogy, just think of a glass of water. The water is your consciousness, your essence. The glass is just the physical body, is a container. If I can take the glass and throw it on the floor to break the glass will break, but the water will still exist as an independent property of the glass. So it is the same thing for us. Once we die, once the physical body is broken or dies, our consciousness, or this field of information that we call consciousness, or that we are in essence, will still exist as an independent property of the physical body. Death is just an illusion. Fact number 3, the heart is a portal. In the old paradigm, we've been told that the heart is just a biological organ that is pumping the blood so that it can flow throughout the body. Again, this could not be further from the truth. In a new paradigm coming from science, science is not saying that the heart contains 40,000 neurons, so same as in the brain, and these neurons give the heart the intelligence and the memory, and as a matter of fact, there is communication between the heart and the brain using via the vagus nerve, and there is even more communication from the heart to the brain than there is from the brain to the heart. So this new science called neurocardiology is now researching and trying to understand the real function of the heart that is beyond just this biological function. On top of that, science is not saying that the heart is not only is not a pump, but the heart is a master organ, as the heart will send the signal to the brain based on the perception that we have, so that the brain can start creating the chemicals based on the signal, based on the information that is sent from the heart. So the heart is truly a master organ. But there is more. Different research have shown that in the left ventricle of the heart, the left ventricle will start creating a vortex where the blood will move in spiral, and that's where basically the heart will start giving or energizing the blood, or giving the life force of the blood before the blood is then traveling through the body. So the heart is where the heart is deeply connected to this field of information that we call the consciousness, or the field of information that is vibrating beyond space and time. And in the left ventricle, it will just give its life force energy to the blood before the blood can travel through the body, so that it can give the body its intelligence and it's all those capabilities that we've been dismissing for a very long time. Again, ancient civilization and esoteric teachings have always associated the heart with intuition, with wisdom, with higher guidance, as they understood that the heart was connected to this field of information, or was connecting to what we are in essence. The heart is a portal. Fact number 4, your perception creates your destiny. In the old paradigm, we've been told that your gene will determine your destiny. So the gene you inherit from your parents will determine whether you get sick or your destiny within your life. If you get bad gene, it's bad luck, you may get sick down the road. If you get good genes, then good for you, you get lucky. Again, this perpetuates this victim mindset from generations to generations, as in actuality, in the new paradigm, science, with the science of epigenetics, and epi means beyond, genetics means the gene, showed that gene determinism, as in the old paradigm, is just wrong. It's not the gene that determines your destiny, but it's the environment or the perception that you have of your environment that will affect the readout of the gene to create a protein. So in simple terms, I just want to stay simple, is imagine the proteins are building blocks, such as Lego, pieces of Lego. So you can have Legos and start assembling and start creating some different things, right? So the proteins are the same thing as Lego. The proteins are what we assemble together to create an organ or to create a part of our body. The proteins are produced based on the genes that you have. But there is a mechanism in epigenetics that show that the readout of the gene, so what is going to, during the manufacturing of the protein, the readout process of the gene will be affected by the signal that is sent, and the signal is the perception of your reality. So that's the reason why you can create, or epigenetics says that you can create or you can produce 3,000 different proteins based on one gene. So it means if you have a bad gene, you can still create good proteins. But if you have a good gene, you can create bad proteins based on this gene that will affect, obviously, your health and your destiny down the road. So the perception that you have of your life will determine your destiny. If you constantly live in stress, in anxiety, in lower frequency emotions, in survival mode, then this will affect the readout of the gene. And even if you have good genes, you can still create bad proteins based on the signal, based on the stress, the anxiety that you're sending to the readout mechanism. So this is profound because it means that your gene does not determine what is going to happen into your life. But the perception that you have of your life and the way you live your life, your lifestyle, and the way you perceive your reality is the factor affecting your destiny. Your perception creates your destiny. Fact number 5, from separation to integration. In the old paradigm, we've been told that everything is material, and as a result, we don't have control over anything. We can control whatever happened in our life, events, circumstances, and we will stay in this victim mindset and try to force outcome, as I said initially in the video. Again, this could not be further from the truth. In a new paradigm, backed up by science, it's been shown that our consciousness affects the world around us, as everything is energy, and matter is just an illusion, it's just energy vibrating at a slower speed. We can affect the world around us. And now I'm going to take you to an experiment done by the Japanese scientist Dr. Emoto. I don't know if you've heard about his name because it's been very popular experiments. But basically for years, he worked with water and he tried different experiments where he was putting water in different containers and he was exposing the water to different environments. So in one container of water, he will just put a word peace, for example. In the other container of water, he will put the word hate, for example. In some other glass container, he will just say some words. Every day, he will just talk to the water to say some words such as I love you, peace, appreciation, gratitude, or thank you. And some other glass of water, he will just say, I don't like you, I hate you, I'll kill you, things like that. And then it was freezing those container of water, and then it was analyzing the water crystals based on what information the water was exposed to. What this experiment have shown, and this experiment were done and replicated time and time again, double-blind experiment, triple-blind experiment. So, and even to this day, there is more scientists working on this type of research, and Veda Austin is one of them, like really working on the power of how we can affect the water just by the power of thoughts or the power of words. So just to go back to this experiment from Dr. Emoto, what he found is that when the water was exposed to low frequency emotions, such as certain words like peace or gratitude, or certain sound such as I thank you or I love you, the water crystals were very coherent, very harmonious, very balanced. So it really showed that the water was crystallizing in a very coherent way, following really sacred geometry patterns. On the other hand, when the water was exposed to low frequency emotions or words or sounds such as I'll kill you, I hate you, the water crystals were very erratic, were very unbalanced, not harmonious. There was no really geometry. It was pretty random or pretty erratic or chaotic the way the water was crystallizing. This is very remarkable because it shows that based on our thoughts and words, or the frequency of the vibration that we will just using our voice will affect the water and the world around us. When you think that we are 70% water, the food that we eat is very high content in water. And based on how we are, how we think, and the words we're going to pronounce to the world around us is going to affect whether our own body, the body of other people, as well as the food, as water is one of the most important elements on this planet. Water is everywhere. And again, this was known by ancient civilization as they used to bless their food. They used to make a prayer before eating because they understood that blessing the food or making a prayer will affect the water content in the food, and for the better will affect the water structure or the water crystals, so that for the better, and then when they will consuming this food that has been blessed, it will be beneficial for their health and for themselves. So again, science is only catching up with this information. As we are not separated from the world around us, we are fully integrated. We live in a connected reality where everything matters, and everything that we think, everything that we say, and all the sound around us has an impact and consequences in the world around us. So I advise you to wisely use your words and thoughts because it affects you whether you are conscious of it or not. If you want to know more, and there is more examples that I could give you from the old paradigm to the new paradigm, and how we have been perpetuating this victim mindset and how we can be empowered, and what science has been telling us for over the last 50 years, and what experiments have shown to us that that will really empower us and empower a new generation. So if you want to know more about this, I invite you to check out my book on Amazon, The Science of Breaking Free. I left the link down below in the description. I talk way more about different examples and different science and different information that will be in the same format as I just described today. If you like this video, please subscribe to my channel using the button down below. Share the video with your friends and family. And for now, I'll see you in the next one.